voice. Out of 100 U.S. senators, we have 17 women. Of those 17, only 5 are Republican. Of those 5, only 1 is conservative. And she's also the only one who's considered undoubtedly pro-life. I think she needs some company. Because I believe that the life issue is going to move from just being about when does it begin to when does it end and who says so. And there's an independent payment and advisory board in Washington, D.C. who's making up their chart with your age, your gender, your disease, and how much they're going to pay. I think that's a crime. Now, I'm not calling it a death panel, but what I am saying is when it comes to your time to end, it should be between you, your Lord, and your doctor, not you, the doctor, and a bureaucrat in Washington, D.C. As someone who's been a full-time caregiver for a senior for the last 5.5 years, I have a passion for protecting our seniors in this country. My husband and I, his grandmother, had a stroke. And we didn't want her to go to a nursing home. We didn't want her to be cared for by strangers. So we moved into her home so she could age in her own home. Now, if you want to talk proven results, when we moved in, they thought she had a year. We're on 5.5 now. And there are things that you do as a family member that you will never be able to do as a bureaucrat. Not too long ago, her sister passed away, making her the only one left in her family. In the middle of the night, a couple of weeks later, she called me into her room. So I went in there a little hazy. It was about 2 a.m. I said, "What's the matter, Mie? What can I do?" She said, "Can you pray with me about my sister?" Now, as her relative, I can do that. Do you think that if the government is taking care of your seniors, any bureaucrat will be able to pray with your family member when they're in need, when they're hurting, when they're in pain? No. We need the families in this country to prepare to care for the seniors in this country. I look at the U.S. Senate and I don't see my voice because out of 100 U.S. senators, even though you only have to be 30 to be in the Senate, we don't have a single senator under the age of 40. So the generation that's going to inherit this debt mess has no voice in the U.S. Senate. And I don't know about you, but I'm sick of the socialists thinking they own my generation.
Yeah.
Unprepared for it. And I believe the opposition is going to get up and they've got their race warfare, they've got their class warfare, they've got their gender warfare. And now they're going to start a little age warfare, a little generational warfare. I think they're going to look at my generation and say, you know, those seniors, they voted themselves a bunch of promises and they expect you to pay for it. And that's just not right. We can't afford to do this and we shouldn't. And then they're going to look at our seniors and say, well, you look at those young people, your government promised you would do these things, and they want to take that away. They are so lazy. Well, I strongly disagree with that. And I think we need more conservative young people out front now, leading the way. We need people who've already done this, who can stand up and say, I know the joys, I know the trials, and I know it can be done. Because I believe the other side's going to say, we know we can pull the plug. We need people who have a Christian foundation, standing up for my generation and leading the way. Because that's the only thing that will get us through what is coming. Out of 100 U.S. senators, you look around and you'll see very quickly that we have 60 attorneys. They make up 1% of the population, but they're 60% of the Senate. I'm not an attorney. Alternative dispute resolution to do mediation, negotiation, and conflict management, which I think we're going to need the Republican Party alone when this election is over. We spend more time putting blood in the water for the sharks with our own people than we do focusing on what they're doing in our country. And I've had enough of that. I'm tired of my party eating its own, and I'm tired of my party eating its young. Work to get the people in our party together on the same page. We need to quit believing the lies of the media that we must be so divided because you're either a social conservative or a fiscal conservative. You're a Tea Partier or you're a Rhino. They're doing everything they can to bring division between all of us. In the book of Proverbs, the scripture says, 6 things the Lord hates, 7 are an abomination to him. You know what that abomination was? He who sows dissension amongst the brethren. We have quite a few in our own party who are doing everything they can to keep us divided and keep us afraid. There are a number of them that are running on a fear-based platform who walk around and say, if we lose our freedom here, where will we go? Well, the last time I checked, when I say the Pledge of Allegiance, it doesn't end with, and only if I get my way. No, it says one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I think we need to return to liberty big time in this country, and we need to bring some serious justice to some lying, cheating, thieving legislators in Washington, D.C. We have some very, very well-to-do people in our legislature, and I am all for personal wealth. I'd love to have more myself. But the reality is, less than 1% of our population has a net worth of $1 million or more, but 60% of our legislature does. I have been personally touched by the unemployment in this economy. My husband lost his job in this economy. My father-in-law just lost his job on Friday in this economy. I can think of about 400 legislators that need to know what it's to be unemployed in this economy. People who are completely untouched by this economy, who will walk around and tell all of us why we need to tighten our belts. Or we can elect people who are living exactly like we are in this country, who will truly feel the urgency of fixing this economy, who will know the oppression of Obamacare because they've lived as a caregiver and they know what it does to crush families when they're doing the job God set before them. This party was founded because there was a group of legislators who couldn't stand slavery anymore in this country. 6 of the 9 planks of their original platform were to abolish slavery. People ask me all the time, are you a conservative? And I used to say yes. But a conservative means to maintain the system as it is. I don't want to maintain this system. I want to abolish entire agencies, departments, and agendas.
Huh?
I'm an abolitionist, and I'd like you to join me.
Yeah.
I don't want to reform the EPA. I want to end the EPA.
Yeah.
Things and just tweak them a little. Tweak that agency just to cut it back a little bit. They seem to forget that there will be another election for the Democrats to take over and increase that budget again, who will grow it back again. Don't give them any of your money, folks. Tell them, no, we'd like our money back. You've proven you cannot spend it wisely. I want a refund. I'm not sending you anymore. But to do that, you've got to quit sending money to candidates who are looking to just shift things a little bit. I want you to join me. Come to LeilaForSenate.com and stand up today and say, I'm not a conservative, I'm an